Hello everybody, this is Jasmina, and in this video I am going to talk about making your house be period 9 compliant. And there's been quite a few questions about this, and that's why I thought I'd address it. The very best way to have your house be period 9 compliant is to have a house of any period that has one of the 4 best special formations that are activated. Some of these have missed their chance already, but there are others that can be activated now. And you can create this even if your house is not a period 8 house. And if that happens, your house is already period 9 compliant. It's also compliant with period 1, 2, just keeps on going. It's permanently compliant. If you have a period 8 house that has the potential of having one of these, there is one special formation that has to be activated before February of 2024. And if you do that, it will also be period 9 compliant and it'll be permanently compliant too. Now, these 4 best formations are Combo 10, Pearl String, Parent String, and the 7-star Robbery. Now, the 7-star Robbery is the one that for a period 8 house, you have to get it done and get it activated before February of 2024. So you still have over a year. And it is, but this could be rather extensive remodeling of your house, and maybe it's not worth it. And there are other ways to make your house become period 9 compliant. But if you really intend to stay in that house really long, then it's maybe worth it. Or at least find another house that can work. The other method is by activating the locations in your house where you have a facing star 9 and a sitting star 9. Now, this is the other way to make your house become period 9 compliant. Now, typically, these 2 locations will not be in the same room. It's possible they are, but your house would be very, very old if this were the case. In addition to being there, doing something to activate this period 9 facing star or sitting star, these rooms must receive chi, preferably from the main door. There are other ways that it can happen. If you have a large window that you open on a regular basis, then it can receive chi directly. But there are many places in the world where there are long periods of time where you really don't open the windows because it's just not, the weather outside is not suitable for leaving your windows open. So this is why it's better to receive chi from your main door, because it receives chi every time it's opened. And that energizes the entire house. And that is one thing you do want to make sure that this room receives chi. And if it doesn't, then there's the possibility of doing some modification, usually not very expensive, to do chi manipulation so this room does receive chi. If you are able to activate your facing star 9, it will enhance your wealth and your money-making abilities. It will also make it easier for you to learn a new skill that will help you in your job so that you can get a raise or a promotion, which of course helps your money-making abilities. And one of the ways is to open an exterior door in that location, and the best door is your main door. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard, but I'm going to show you a couple of houses that are not period 8 houses that can do this. And they are in period 7. Now, I haven't looked at every single period, but there should be houses in other periods, probably other than period 8, that can do this. Before 2004, this particular house, a period 7 house, had the potential to become a 7-star robbery house. And this usually means that the house was built during period 7. But if you missed that opportunity during period 7 to activate this 7-star robbery formation, You are not going to be able to do it now, and you won't be able to do it again until about 120 years have gone by. So that's off the table. However, if you were able to activate the seven-star robbery formation prior to 2004, then as so long as this room receives chi, that is this room here, you and this room here, by looking at chi flow, and you actually use these locations, you will make these two places period 9 compliant. And if it's activated, it is much easier to have these have a lot of energy, because these will all be good stars, and even the 5s are fine. Otherwise, the 5s scare a lot of people, and I don't blame them. However, if you were not able to activate it back before 2004, then the one of the ways to do it, and not the only way, but one of the best ways to activate it without having to use this room for study or for your business, maybe you don't work at home, you can then open a main door here. And you might actually already have a main door located here. Some houses are like that, where the door is off center. But this wouldn't make it look weird. This would still be a fairly normal looking house. So that could work, and you wouldn't have to be there. But just having the main door there activates it. So that's one of the reasons. Now this part, getting this activated, will help you with your finances and your earning ability. This room here is the one that you have to activate to help your health and your relationships. And unfortunately, if you did not activate this 7-star robbery house, these 5s aren't so good. However, this is also a combo 10 house. And so long as you have all sectors, it would be okay, but that's only for finance. Still, you're going to have problems with relationships, but it's not as bad as it could be. So this is something that is probably slightly better for a kitchen because you're not in there all the time. It's true you do cook there, and that 5 may have some effect on the food, but it's not, it's probably better than sleeping in this location. So in general, this house isn't great. You would be able to earn more money if you activate this sector here, and then you want to probably find a better house to move to if this happened to be your house. But you can make this work now so that you can move to a better house in the future. This is another house. It is a period 7, northwest 2 or northwest 3 facing. There are 2 ways for this house to become compliant. If there is a mountain, and that includes a hill or higher ground in front of your house, and visible water in the back, this house has the right chart to become a pearl string house. And with these 2 things in place, it will become activated. And that's one of the special formations. Now, if you don't have water in the back, you can place water. If you don't have a mountain or a hill or higher ground in front, there's nothing you can do. And this house cannot be activated. It just won't, it won't be activated. It'll be half activated, which is actually not terrible, but it won't be as good. Now, if your main door is already located here, and that wouldn't be unusual, that you've already made, at least when it comes to money, this house is already period 9 compliant. This is the location for the Sitting Star 9, and it could be used for a bedroom, it could be used for a kitchen. It probably slightly better for a bedroom. Now, when we enter period 9 for houses, we're already in the Shuen Kong period 9, but the period 9 for houses doesn't start until February 4th of 20 24. And when that comes, this too will cease to be problematic. And maybe you don't move your bedroom to this area until February 4th of 2024. But once it's there, it'll be good for 20 years and you don't have to worry about the two. If your kitchen's already there, well, it's okay. You're kind of already living with a two that's not great, and it'll soon be very good. And again, this is maybe one of those houses that maybe you do something either to change the period, or maybe you do something, you move to a slightly better house. However, when we reach period 1, these locations of good things do change, and the numbers are better in period 1. So you don't necessarily have to change. If you like your location and you like the house, you can keep it. It can be okay. So another house, another period 7 house, southwest one facing with the main door in the south sector. This would also be period 9 compliant. And that would be compliant in the facing star. So all of these houses with the doors located in these various locations, if that's already where the main door is, then they will be period 9 compliant because the door activates it. Now, if it's the case where you don't have the ability to have your main door located there, and there are places where it's just not practical, then you must use this room for a home office or perhaps a study room for your kids. But this will tend to benefit your kids more. But if this is what you really need, then this is a good idea. But you have to use this room. You can't just call it a home office and never use it, because then it's not activated. Now, this is actually also a good room for a hobby if your intent is ultimately to use that hobby to create a side gig. Then this is a very good room, because this is going to give you good ideas, assuming, of course, it receives chi. That's always, since this room doesn't have the main door, you have to make sure it receives chi. But when you do that, you get a lot of great ideas, you have a lot of energy, and you have a lot of better chance of success because you are in sync with the period. Now, that's for the facing star. I did talk a little bit about the sitting star, and activating the sitting star 9 will will enhance your health and relationships. And this is why I talked about it being a bedroom or a kitchen. That is the ideal place. The bedroom helps your health and your relationships, and your kitchen is more just for health. But of course, if you become a good cook, then it actually helps your relationships too. So that's basically how you do it. Please feel free to contact me here if you have any questions, or visit my ad-free website for more information about my company. You can also subscribe, because I'll be having regular new videos, monthly videos, and even some annual videos about some special locations in your house at different periods of time, and also some regular new videos as I get more questions that people are interested in. Thank you again for watching.